Something new here we're starting at the Bitter Birds. We're making picks, but not only just making picks, we're making them against the spread. Brendan Albert is here. I'm Adrian Fetchew. This is in honor of Brendan. He lives in Las Vegas. He knows all about the betting. So let's bring the man, the myth, the legend on right now. What's up?
Welcome to Vegas, man. Vegas is always right with sports betting. There's a reason that Vegas gets bigger and brighter and beautiful, and that's because people keep betting and thinking Vegas is wrong, and Vegas keeps getting those checks. So we're really excited to talk about betting spreads this first NFL full weekend.
Yeah, and you know, we're already 0-1. We both picked the Patriots, -9. So, you know, we're already on the losing end of things. So we're off to a great start.
Hey, I mean, you're not going to bat 1,000. You're going to lose some. But you know what? I'm willing to bet if you put 100 people down in a room before that game and you said it, I'm going to say probably about 60 to 70% of them would have agreed that, hey, we like the Patriots here. So I don't think it was really a bad beat for us per se, because I don't think anyone saw not only the Patriots losing. I think a lot of people could say, maybe the spread, maybe you don't see it. But the Patriots getting that many points put up on them, that's just very, very unnormal and unlikely. So that was the biggest takeaway I had from week one's Thursday night game.
Yeah, I saw it kind of like an outlier. Alex Smith is never, ever, ever going to play like that again. That's kind of the way I look at it. He's not throwing for 350 plus and 4 touchdowns.
You gotta look at it this way, Adrian. Alex Smith has been in the league for 13 years. You know how many times he's thrown for over 300 yards? 6. He's only done it 6 times in his career. So, like, you know, it just looking at the body of work, it tells us, hey, it's not going to happen again. The one thing I will say, and we have to give Andy Reid a ton of credit there, he was running the old Florida offense, running that triple option with inverted pitchmen. What used to be Aaron Hernandez now was Travis Kelce. The outside guy used to be a guy named Percy Harvin. Now they're doing it with Kareem Hunt. Tim Tebow was being the option man. It's a very, very similar college style of offense. When you look at what the Chiefs have done, almost everyone they have drafted in the skill position has come from a true spread college style offense. So really Kansas City has been slowly developing that whole offense to change into this.
Yeah, I like some of those looks, you know, the little pistol full house. So you have a lot of different options you got to cover, because you got Hill coming across the formation. So you got, you know, he's going to be on the boundary. You got Kelce inside. Somebody's probably going that way. So there's 3 to 4 different looks that you have to cover, and I was loving that look, man. And you know Andy, he loves that shovel pass. So Kelce got that like 3 or 4 times.
You know, the one thing I will say, I'm sitting here in a bar watching it, and it was like 1st and goal, and the first play they ran a pass, and there was a bunch of Chiefs fan behind us. They're like, "Why is he passing him?" Like, that's what Andy Reid does in the red zone. That's just what Andy Reid does in the red zone.
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah. All right. Let's get started. So, week 1, we've got 14 games to predict. If I get like a 500 record, I'll be happy. Shit, man. So, especially this week, because I'm going to be doing these picks on the fly. I didn't even get time to do it these last night. So, we're going to start with the Eagles game. -1 at Washington, but if you talk to Eagles fans, we all think we're going to win.
Man, week 1 is, I think, honestly, the toughest week to project, because you all have an idea of what it's going to be, but you don't necessarily have a confident idea. Case in point, no one thought Kareem Hunt was going to be what he was on Thursday night. You know, so week 1 is the hardest to project. When I'm looking here at this game, you need to be understanding that the home team usually gets about 2.5-point favorite. That's roughly what the home team usually gets in spreads. So realistically, when you're looking at that number here with this game, this is pretty much what we would call in Vegas a pick 'em. I mean, it's an even. Who do you think is going to win? These are the games that honestly are the best to bet, because you don't have any type of situational wins. It's pretty much, if the Eagles win, then you win your money. If the Redskins win, then you win your money. There's no fluctuation here. To me, I'm taking the Birds. I like what the Eagles have done on the offense, giving a lot of different weapons there. I'm hoping everything is checked. And here's the thing. If you would have given me the Redskins offense of last year versus this year, probably would have taken the Redskins. But the fact that they have a lot of turnover in the receiving position, Eagles have a lot of turn in the receiver position. So it's not like one has more chemistry than the other. Give me the Eagles here in week 1.
There's 3 things to keep in mind for the Eagles side of things. 1, Lane Johnson is back. So Eagles allowed 9 sacks last year in 2 games, which is ridiculous. Ryan Kerrigan made Big V his bitch. I mean, that was just ridiculous. You're going to have Deshaun Jackson not there anymore. Deshaun was, dude, always motivated when he played the Birds, and he would always beat us deep. He beat Lotus McKelvin last year for like an 80-yard touchdown. Thank God he's not here anymore. So, and the third reason is Alshon Jeffrey. He basically owns Josh Norman. There was a great stat from Pro Football Focus. They had this chart where basically Alshon Jeffrey's top 3 routes that he runs are the 3 weakest that Josh Norman covers. So he's a zone corner. I don't think he can match up man-to-man because I think he's going to win the hands battle at the line of scrimmage. He's too big and physical at the catch point on the 50-50 balls. So I think while this is going to be a really good matchup, I think it does favor Jeffrey, and I think the Eagles are going to win.
I think so too. I think this is definitely going to be a week where we're going to see the team who has most sacks is probably going to win, and because you both have very good offensive lines. Usually the sack and the turnover margin, those are usually the 2 biggest takeaways for wins and losses in the NFL. I love what the Eagles have in that front 4. For Washington, nothing really scares me. They're coming off the edge. It's really going to come down to, can Wentz not make mistakes? Can he stop the turnover bug? Because if he does, Washington's offense is good enough to go down the field and score. Cousins, maybe he is an elite quarterback, but you know what he also doesn't do? He doesn't cost your team losses. He maybe doesn't win you a lot of games, but he doesn't throw the ball to the other team a lot. I don't love what Washington has in the running situation. I also don't love what the Eagles have in the running situation. So it's a very, very even matchup. Truthfully, Adrian, no matter who wins, I'm not surprised, but I'm taking the Eagles in week 1.
Okay. So you've got the Birds. So we both have the same team. All right. The best 1 o'clock game, Oakland at Tennessee. Really looking forward to this one. Obviously, 2 teams on the up. Marcus Mariota against Derek Carr. So the Titans are 2-point favorites. Who you got?
For me, I got Tennessee, and I have Tennessee with the spread and everything. I really like Tennessee in this matchup. And the reason I say that, Oakland can't stop a nosebleed when it comes to running the football. And Tennessee just wants to get black and blue. And like I said in a past show, we talked about this. Tennessee is just going to flat out hand Oakland the playbook and say, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run ISO, we're going to run dive, we're going to run power, we're going to run counter, and we are going to mash it. We are just going to mash the football right down your throat. And I don't think Oakland can stop it. That's really how I view it. Very, very evenly matched team offensively. Oakland probably has a few more sexy players like Cooper and Crabtree that people know about. But, hey, Decker only had 1 bad year last year, and you know what? Everyone on the Jets had a bad year. So I don't think he's going to have a continuous downslide. Obviously, we have Corey Davis, the draft pick there. We have Rashard Matthews, who had an unbelievable season last year. Delaney Walker, unbelievable 2-headed monster there in the running back situation. Mariota has still yet to have a turnover in the red zone. I love everything about Tennessee in this matchup. Plus, they're at home. Give me Tennessee, Adrian.
Yeah, I completely agree. So I will go this route. You know, I'm curious to see how the Raiders come out because they've been getting a lot of hype this offseason, a lot more than last offseason. I mean, you got some people that think this team could go to the Super Bowl. So can this team can they well, how do I say this? Can they come out firing the way they did last year? Are they going to play the same way that they did last year? Can they do that?
Oakland's going to have to outscore people. I mean, that's simply what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to beat the guys 45-38. That's what they're going to have to do with some weeks. The problem is when I face a team who I know can control the ball, I don't think there's a team that's a better offensive line in the NFL than the Titans. And I also don't think there's a team who's a better running team in the NFL than the Titans. So Tennessee's going to control the ball. I think that they're going to limit the possessions Oakland has. So I like what Tennessee has in this matchup.
Yeah, I got the Titans too, and I think they're going to run all over them. I mean, this is you can kind of see it coming. All right, so next game on the docket. Let's get to your Ravens. Ravens against the Bengals. Bengals 3-point favorite at home.
You know, I'm gonna take the Bengals here. I just have a lack of confidence at this point in time in Jeremy Maclin. You know, so when I have a little lack in Jeremy Maclin, I don't love Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace led the team in receptions the last 2 years. I don't think he's going to be able to do it again. Sean Perriman, he's bust. I don't think there's anything really at tight end. Obviously, with Dennis Pitta being released after another injury, there's nothing here in Baltimore that really scares me. A good running situation and average offensive line. Defense is fine, but I don't have confidence in the corners position. A.J. Green has owned Baltimore historically, and I love the safeties the Ravens have, and I love Terrell Suggs, but there's a lack of youth on the opposite edge to get pressure. I like what the Bengals have offensively. Everything is very, very good. Do I think the Bengals are going to be a team to make the playoffs? No, I don't. But in this matchup, give me Cincinnati over the Ravens with 3.
Yeah, I like the Bengals too. The -3 is tough. I mean, this could be one of those instances where they win by a field goal and you don't win your money. So I could definitely see that. But you don't seem confident about the Ravens at all, and I've been sensing that for a while. So that has something to do with my pick as well. Bengals, I'm not high on either, but I think they cover this game, and I think they win it. So I got the Bengals. Give me the Bengals. All right, next game. Let's see. All right, you know what? I'm just going to go in order of what I have because I've been trying to avoid the Jets and Bills. I mean, this game is just like, what? Is anybody going to watch this one? Bills -8 at home.
Well, here's the funny thing about this, okay? So the winner of this game is in first place of the AFC East. All right, so whoever wins this game, if that's your fan, screenshot that, take a little enjoyment because it's not going to last long. Obviously, with Miami, getting their game postponed or canceled changes things around too. But 8 is a lot, and I say that because
a lot for these two teams because they're not going to score a lot of points.
Exactly right, Adrian. I think what we're going to see is Buffalo is probably going to struggle to score offensively. I don't think they have enough time for Jordan Matthews to really develop. I don't really know what Zay Jones is. And that's really all I can tell you from the receiving core there. So Charles Clay, I just think that 8 points is a lot. Do I think Buffalo is going to win? Absolutely. But give me the Jets here. I don't think Buffalo is going to cover that spread.
It's funny. We think there's not going to be a lot of points scored, right? Well, last year at Buffalo, week 2, 37-31, Jets won. 37-31 was the score of that game. Holy Christ.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they also had guys like Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, Sammy Watkins. I mean, they lost a lot of offensive firepower from both of those teams last year.
And then week 17, 30-10 victory. So the Jets won both meetings last year. Both teams trying to tank, so they're going to try to outdo one another in this game. I don't know how they're going to tank, what they'll do, but they're going to be up to some type of shenanigans. I got the Jets as well. I think Buffalo wins like 17-10, and it's like a low-scoring kind of ugly game. And there you go. 8 points is a lot, but that also makes you think, like, why would Vegas put 8, So whenever I see a questionable number, I'm like, why would they do that? So, and it I guess it makes sense, but we'll take the Jets. Atlanta, NFC champions. -7 on the road at Chicago.
The gut reaction for me is says, okay, Atlanta's going to cover that and win.
Yeah, that's what my gut reaction says too.
But I have a big concern with the change of offensive coordinator. I am not confident that we're going to see Atlanta be as explosive as last year. I think, and this is my bold prediction, I think the Bears will still lose, but I don't think they're going to lose by 7. I think it's going to be a closer one. I think Atlanta struggles offensively early, really getting in sync with their new offensive system. I think they still win, but I don't think they cover.
Okay. I think they're going to cover, but, see, these were my initial instincts, and so I'm going to pick them to cover, but, you're kind of right there, and you got the whole Super Bowl hangover thing, and they lost that big lead in the Super Bowl, and this is not a good Bears team. So I can see them coming out flat, and maybe Matt Ryan just kind of leads them back in the fourth quarter, and they win by like a field goal or something. But I will take the Falcons. I will trust my instincts. I don't think the Bears are very good, and I think the Falcons are going to beat up on them. So I'll take them by 2 touchdowns, whatever. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. This is the first game we've differentiated on. So there you go. All right, Jacksonville +5. Heading into Houston.
Adrian, I'm going to give you this one first because I need to think about this one.
Okay. I got the Jaguars. As you know, I kind of like Jacksonville this season. I've got them going 10-6. Now, this is a game where Houston can surely win, but I think this one is going to be low scoring, kind of like, the Jets and Bills instance where you see a game that's like 17-16 or something. And I see Houston winning at home, but Jacksonville covering the +5.
I hear everything you're saying there, Adrian. I don't disagree with anything. Because I still have no faith in Bortles, I'm going to take Houston with the spread.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that just because I know what Tom Savage is. I know he doesn't I know he's not going to have as many exciting plays as Bortles, but I also know his risk of turnovers is far less likely. So in those situations, give me Houston. I know the defense is great. I know Jacksonville's defense should be great. I don't know for sure, but I'll take Houston. But honestly, if I'm betting, this is not a game I want to bet because I'm not confident in your offense.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, when you bet a couple games, you only want to take a couple of them, not like all freaking 15 like we're going to do each week, and our records are going to be abysmal. So
this is the game I watch in the hands of.
Everyone's going to make fun of us at the end of the year when what we've been doing like regular just pick 'em pools like the last 2 years here at the Bitterbirds. I've won both of them, but I haven't done against the spread yet. So yeah, we'll see. All right, next one. This one I'm a little bit curious about. Arizona -1.5 going into Detroit, which was a playoff team last year. Arizona was not, but it's the Cardinals who are the favorites, 1.5 heading into Ford Field.
This was a tough one for me when I looked at it. Give me Arizona. And I say that because when I'm looking at what Detroit has, Detroit lost their leader in sacks last season, and they also lost arguably their best red zone threat, Anquan Boldin. And those are two big blows. I'm still not confident that Detroit can consistently run the football, and I know that the Lions' defense is nothing short but disappointing all across the board, except for Darius Slay and maybe Glover Quinn. So overall, I have more confidence in everything that Arizona has. I think Arizona is going to be able to pull this one out. And at one point, very similar to our Eagles game we talked about earlier, Adrian, this is a pick-em. This is pretty much just, hey, who do you think is going to win? Give me the Cardinals in this situation.
Yeah. As you know, I like the Cardinals more than you this season. So, and I'm not big on the Lions. So I agree with Vegas. I'm going to take the Cardinals on the road. I think they win by like a touchdown, like 27-20, something like that. And I'll just take the Cardinals and move it right along. All right, Pittsburgh -8.5 going to Cleveland. So Joe Hayden going back to his old stomping grounds.
Yeah, give me everything about Pittsburgh in this one. This is one I think might turn into a laugher. I just don't think that Cleveland really has enough offensively to even stay close. Defensively, Cleveland's a better unit than most people think. That said, they're still not a top 10 defense, but they're a better unit than people think. I think we're going to see Bryant go wild in week 1. I think that's exactly what Pittsburgh wants. They want him to really go off. I think we'll see Le'Veon have an unbelievable year this year in a contract. Give me Pittsburgh.
I'm curious to see how Joe Hayden plays this year. I really am, because I haven't seen the regular Joe Hayden in the last 2 to 3 years. He's been out.
Yeah.
And, a guy at Philly Influencer and I, we argue all the time. He still thinks that Joe Hayden is a top 5 corner. I don't even have him in my top 20 anymore. So is Joe Hayden going to be the real Joe Hayden this year? He's in Pittsburgh. He's motivated. What do you think?
I don't understand how anyone could possibly think Joe Hayden's a top 5 corner.
Well, this guy did. It's on the Philly Influencer Facebook page. We battled back and forth about it. I didn't even have him top 20. I have him at like 20. I have him at like 27 or something.
No. Yeah, I mean, no. That's just.
You agree with me when you're saying no, right?
Oh yes.
Okay.
He's a top 5 corner if you're still playing Madden 2012. But I mean, yeah, I'm with you. Adrian. Joe Hayden, his game has certainly slipped off. It's fine. He got older. It happens. Yeah. I mean, I just don't see it. I think Pittsburgh's going to cover the spread. I think Pittsburgh's going to put up a lot of points here week 1.
Well, looking at the schedule last year, they went into Cleveland. They won 24-9, and I don't see now without Joe Hayden. I don't see how Cleveland's going to be able to cover Antonio Brown and Martavis Bryant, all his weapons, even Eli Rogers in the slot. No freaking way. Give me the Steelers. So my initial instincts were like, all right, Browns. It's like 9 points. That's a lot. But AFC North game. But then when you think about it, yeah, give me Pittsburgh. So we both got Pittsburgh. Indianapolis heading into Los Angeles. The Rams are 3.5-point favorites at home.
You know, this is one of those games you wish you would have bet 2 weeks ago. You know, because the line 2 weeks ago would have had the Colts.
Yeah.
You know, 3.5. I do think the Rams will win, but 3.5 is close.
I hate that half. That half always gets you.
Yeah. Give me LA. I think we're going to see a very similar situation of what happened in Tennessee and Oakland. We're going to see here in LA and Indy. This is a much more watered down version of both units. Obviously, the Rams' offense is nowhere near as proficient as the Titans are, but they're going to hand Todd Gurley the ball a ton. I don't think the Colts are going to be able to stop them. I think they're going to be able to put Goff in winnable situations. They have a much better receiving core for Goff in year 2 than they had in year 1. Indy's defense has really nothing that really excites me on any level. Offensively, there's only really one really great player there for the Colts. And you know what? The Rams' defense is damn good too, so they're going to be okay against T.Y. I don't think they're going to see him get loose too often. Yeah, give me the Rams here.
Yeah, you're going to see a team that can't stop the run going up against a team that couldn't run the ball last year with their offensive line. But now they have Andrew Whitworth in the fold at left tackle. Yes, he's getting older, but he's still a top 5 tackle in the league. And if they just give Todd Gurley the ball, have him follow Andrew Whitworth there on the left side, I think they'll be able to run the ball. So 3.5, I'm scared of that extra half a point, but I will take the Rams at home. I don't like the Colts at all this year. So, and without Andrew Luck, I don't see them winning that game. They could have went to New York and played the Jets, and I might have taken the Jets.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's not a very good team, all in all.
No, not at all. All right, so this is the game of the week. Seattle at Green Bay. This one's going to be a lot of fun. Packers -3.
Give me the Hawks. I said it. I think Seattle beats Green Bay straight up. So I like what Seattle's done on defense. I talked about this on our preview show. Seattle has really 8 players on their defense who are Pro Bowl level caliber players. So anytime I have that, I like my odds. Obviously, I know Seattle's biggest issue is the offensive line. Packers do have a above average defensive line, but I don't think it's enough to really hurt the Seahawks in this situation. We get Eddie Lacy getting an opportunity to play against the Packers. Get a lot of actually guys getting a chance to replay some old teams. So curious to see what Eddie Lacy's going to do. Jimmy Graham's going to have a big year this year. Feel very confident. Doug Baldwin, probably the most underrated receiver in the NFL. Give me Seattle here in this matchup, Adrian.
As you say that, I'm still not sure who I'm going to pick, but I will say this. Last year, these two teams met at Lambeau Field later on in the season, and the Packers whipped up on the Seahawks 38-10. Now, this is a game in week 1. We know the Packers start slow. Seattle kind of starts slow too. Yep. So you got this is an interesting kind of matchup here. I'm going to take the Packers at home. They're there just so we have a difference, because that's only our second one. So I'll take the Packers. All right, Carolina -5 at San Francisco.
I mean, only 5? Come on now, give me pick Carolina here.
Well, I guess Vegas is disrespecting the Panthers.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, if you look at it, the Panthers were a bottom 10 team last year in terms of record, but when you look at those wins and losses, a lot of those were single touchdown games. So Carolina really very easily could have been a 10-win team in the playoffs last year. So I just don't have anything that I like, and I kind of feel the same way about San Francisco as I feel about the Jets. I just don't have anything that really scares me in offense. Defense, a couple players that are pretty darn good, but not enough to win you a game. Only 5 points. This is one of those games I'd run right to the bank and put money on Carolina in.
There you go. This is your lock of the week. Panthers all day. There you go. That's all you need to say. All right, Sunday Night Football. Giants at Cowboys. Zeke is playing.
Whew. What's the spread here, Adrian, again?
Oh, my bad. -4 for Dallas.
See, this is tough for me because we still don't know definitively what the deal is with Odell Beckham. So that's he right there. Personally, I think Odell's probably like a 2 to 3 point player just on Vegas lines alone. I'm gonna take the Cowboys here. I think the Cowboys at home running the football, unknown of exactly what's going on there with Odell. I just feel more confident in what I know of Dallas than what I know of the Giants. The Giants didn't address their biggest issue in their team last year in the offensive line. They really didn't make any effort. So I don't really think the Giants necessarily are really well protected. That said, the Cowboys aren't exactly a team who has an elite front four and really get after you. But I feel more confident in everything that Dallas has. So give me the boys at home.
All right. I don't have any logic behind my pick other than the Giants always beat Dallas in Dallas, and Dallas always beats the Giants in New York. So I got the Giants winning this game. And that's what it is. So no logic, no X's and O's breakdown, no analysis, just gut feeling. So there you go. Giants. So there's our third difference. All right. New Orleans at Minnesota. AP going back home. Vikings are a 3-point favorite.
This was a tough one for me because I don't know. I don't think that the Vikings have nearly as much as be able to keep New Orleans off the scoreboard. Mm-hmm. But I also know the Vikings defense is pretty damn nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very good. Give me the Vikings. I think the defense is going to be able to do enough to hold the guys in check in New Orleans. I think New Orleans is certainly going to get their points, but I think Minnesota is going to get this one.
Yeah, I would agree. Man, that's a tough game to pick because the way the Vikings defense is, I mean, they pressure the quarterback, but Breeze gets it out so quick.
Yep.
So
and New Orleans is one of those teams where they can go and put up 40 points, and then they can put up 18 the next week.
Yeah. This is tough. I'll go with Minnesota at home. That's basically it. You took Vikings too, right?
I did.
Okay. All right. Last game. So the last Monday Night Football game, Beth Mowins making history. First female to call a football game. Denver is a 3-point home favorite against the upstart San Diego / LA Chargers. I did it. I call them San Diego Chargers.
This is a tough one for me. I look at it because both defenses are really darn good. Obviously, playing in Denver is really tough. It's a very, very tough home field advantage there. I just don't love anything about the Broncos offense. I think they're another one of those teams where they have two really good players and everything else is bad. I think the defenses are actually closer than people think. Obviously, both corners are much, much better in Denver. But I don't think there's as much of a drop-off there in L.A. as people think. Obviously, with the Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram guys coming off the edge, that's really, really good. I think those two are obviously right there in terms of what Von Miller is, because Von Miller obviously is way ahead of both of them, but there's a big drop-off then with Shane Ray, while I think Ingram and Joey Bosa are both above Ray right now. So I think the average kind of neutralizes it. In these situations, what's the quarterback situation? Rivers or Simeon? Give me Rivers here. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Okay. Now, 2 meetings last year. Denver won the home meeting 27-19. And the game that was in San Diego, they lost 13-21. So 21-13. So history says Denver will win this game. Now, I love the Chargers this year. I don't have them making the playoffs, but I have them going 9-7. I think their defense is very underrated. I mean, you already talked about it. I mean, even the secondary, Jason Verrett, Casey Hayward. Yep. I like the Chargers. I'm just going to take them. Kind of a gut feeling here too. They got a primetime game, and I don't know. I think they're going to ball out. So I'll take them.
Yep, I'm with you.
All right, so we got 3 differences: Seattle and Green Bay, Dallas and New York, and one more, which I don't remember. Which one?
Houston.
There you go. So I circled them. All right, so there it is. Our week 1 against the spread picks. We'll probably not do this on Saturdays from now on, because what happened was we did our preview show on what was that, Wednesday or Thursday it was. So we'll do this like every Wednesday or Thursday, I'm thinking, unless you want to do it on Saturday. But I think the viewers would probably want this out in advance a little bit more, right?
I think Wednesdays make the most sense. Get that Thursday game into.
Yeah, true. Yeah. All right, we'll do Wednesdays. Okay, that's what we'll do. All right. So anything else you want to say?
I do have one more thing. I want to give a quick shout out here, and this is not something we really have done in the past, but I think it's really appropriate. I want to give a shout out to Miami Central High School, okay, their football team, the Rockets. And I'm going to give you guys kind of a quick story. I'm a big football person, high school all the way through the NFL, but I want to give you a quick story about them. Miami Central is a team, probably a top 30 program in the country, okay, so a very, very good program. Running back is Dalvin Cook's little brother, okay, so he's also a Florida State commit. They had the opportunity last night to play at Bishop Gorman. Bishop Gorman historically has been a top 5 program. Right now, I think they're like 6th in the country. I can only imagine what it was like for those 16, 17, 18-year-olds to have to fly from Miami and leave their families to go play a high school game in Las Vegas. I can only imagine where their mindset was. So they come out here to Vegas. Game gets kicked off. Lightning delay. So now these guys are on the Pacific time zone. These are 16, 17, 18-year-olds. They're still playing at 10 and 11 o'clock at night Pacific time. That's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, their body time. And they went out and they beat Bishop Gorman. This is the first time Bishop Gorman has had back-to-back losses since 2005. So that really puts in perspective how impressive that win was. I want to give a big shout out there to Miami Central. It's a huge win. Great for them, great for their family, and I hope everything is safe for all of our people down in Miami this weekend.
That's awesome. That's a great story. And that is exactly why I do final thoughts at the end of the show. So something like that could be brought up. Something like that. Nobody else is giving that kind of insight here at the Better Birds. High school football. We got it all covered, baby.
Got to do it, man. Football is fun from the time you play Pop Warner all the way to the time you play on Sundays. So I just want to make sure we give our Miami Central Rockets a big shout-out. That's a well-deserved. And you know what? They deserve every second of attention they get, and they still deserve more attention than people aren't going to give them because it's a high school game.
Yeah, so hopefully everyone in Miami stays safe. I mean, my cousin goes to Miami, so she had to fly back home. They don't even know if they're going to have a semester for the rest of the year, so who the hell knows what's going to happen. But she's safe. She's back home. They live kind of like in Doylestown area, so Warrington area. So that's where they're from. But she's all good. She's back home. So hopefully everyone stays safe. Hopefully everyone in Houston. Jesus Christ, man! All these hurricanes. It's too much. And you know, I also want to talk some shit on Fox and all the news outlets, because all this coverage on Houston and Florida, but nothing on Cuba, nothing on the Caribbean islands, nothing on that. So I guess we just don't give a shit about the poor people.
Mexico City having an earthquake last week too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some nasty things. I'm living out here on the West Coast, Utah, Colorado. There's bad fires all up and down here. We're in a bad time. So everyone who's out there, if you have the opportunity to donate a little money, please do so. You know, your local supermarkets, they're all probably going to ask you, hey, we'd like to round up and donate to this or that. Please do so, guys. People really are in need, and it's a pretty scary time here. So make sure you're doing everything you can. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah. And social media, man, has really enhanced the visuals. I mean, you can go on Twitter and just view whatever you want. Like you can just get raw footage of the hurricane, and it's wow, it's unbelievable. So, all right, we'll end it on that note. You're good now, right? You don't have anything else?
Good to go, guys. Appreciate it.
Cool. All right, that's Brendan Albert. I'm Adrian Fedke. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let us know. What do you guys think of our picks? So we out. Peace.
See you guys.